I wonder, the new owners of TikTok that are American, I wonder why they're bending over for the Vatican. I wonder why so many people are. See, the Vatican is the oldest intelligence agency. They've been surveilling Americans for a long time. That explains so much to me. It does. Yeah, they're, you really could call them the Catholic Intelligence Agency, the CIA. See, during World War II, the CIA wasn't a thing yet. It was the Office of Strategic Alliance or something like that. And then it was Truman after World War II that created the CIA. But long before Mossad, long before any other intelligence agency, well, yeah, there was the Vatican. I mean, it's the best, and really what it was nobody is going to say a different narrative, which is why the people that bought TikTok are serving the Vatican instead of serving the American people. But so is all social media. I mean, I've been told on X I'm shadow banned. I've known that though. I'm shadow banned. I'm shadow banned everywhere. And it's not because of Israel. It's not because of Mossad. Again, this is why people like Dave Smith and Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk was one that was going in that direction. He was going in the same direction because the Vatican has a history. I mean, they were the Roman Empire. They were the people that nailed. I mean, it's the same line. It just became the church as the empire fell. So they were the people that nailed Jesus to a cross, and they were the people that went to then, execute all of the, persecute, torture, and execute all but one of the original apostles, as Jesus said would happen. That's the entity. But then the Vatican, most especially here in America, what they did was they told, because one of the things our founders were very against was all these Catholic schools being created. Because again, that's a big faction. Just like Turning Point is, like this need to control people is so sick to me. It's so sick. That's what Turning Point is. It's just on the far Christian radical right doing it. Which is why they have, their Turning Point faith. Yeah, you're no different than the Nazis, okay? That's who you are. Okay, just because Florida, you want to think Florida knows what they're doing. Okay, no, but this need to have to control people on both sides is so twisted and sick. That's what it is. And I've said the reason they don't want you to know God. They don't. They want to tell you who God is, and you just listen to them and you follow them. Or if they can't get a hold of you, Candace will, because all of them, and Charlie Kirk was going in that direction, which is why God didn't intervene with hating the Jews. And yet it is the Jews that are being continually persecuted because of this same Roman Empire. So I'm sure that Candace has never talked about like this book. I mean, and there's been so many books written about the espionage of the Vatican because of their ability to, we're here to create a church. I mean, that's the Roman Empire, totally. Well, we're bringing faith here. Right. It's interesting. It's not interesting. It's sad, actually, very sad. In 1973, the Munich Olympics were held in Germany, Munich, and every single one of the Jewish players were assassinated. Like, talk about the amount of fallout at every step along the way, because they had killed a couple of their people while they were in the hotel room. Was before the games even began. And then they got the rest of them out. It was Palestinian. Black September was the name of the group. Yet nobody, even to this day, no intelligence agency knows what happened, right? So that's why Golda, who was the prime minister at the time, said, the world never cares when the Jews get killed. And she's right. She's right. They don't. So that's why she got Mossad and said, you go get every single one of them and you kill them. And they did. They did. They went all the way even into Iran to do it, to covertly take them out. Because there was no reason that all of their players came home in body bags in 1973. But Germany in the 70s was mainly Catholic. So when they go after Mossad and they start saying Israel's doing all this to children, hey, back that way up, okay? Vatican, for decades now, everybody's known about it, has a historical, systemic child molestation problem that does not get better. You want to talk about a church that deflects onto the Jews. And everybody knows they have the Vatican has had a bad history because as a Catholic, Catholics were taught that it's the Jews that killed Jesus. Yeah, no, Jesus had issue with the Pharisees. The Jews were the apostles with Jesus. Those were Jews, for the young people that don't realize that think their religion has nothing to do with ours. Jesus was going off on the Pharisees. That the Catholic Church is your modern day Pharisees, but they were the Roman Empire. They were the people that literally stuck the nail in Jesus' hand and took the hammer to it. So does Candace Owens ever talk about any? Of course not. I mean, her son, one of her sons is named Roman. She knows who she serves. But it's just sad that today people in this country are being controlled. And this, why nobody is calling Turning Point out with this bullshit? Like, why does anybody, especially in this country that's supposed to be free, are any organizations trying to control people? Whether it's on the left or the right, they come around and they just want to get a hold of people. And then what you're standing with there with Turning Point is something that was rooted with Charlie Kirk in the same direction that Candace wants to go in with hating the Jews in Israel. Okay, it's just the modern day Nazis. That's not where you want to be. It's just not. It's not fair to the Jews. It's just not. The Vatican is responsible for so much destruction. I mean, they cause more problems than they solve. But that's what their goal is, again, because of where their roots are. I mean, think about the amount that they can get away with as having all of their different diplomats or priests and bishops in all these countries. They can do whatever they want. Do you see why our founders were so worried about this? Why the 17th century founders were too? And yet still, here it is, 2025, and we do not have people speaking the truth. That this is the problem. All their diplomacy, they're not about diplomacy. And it goes back all the way to Mary Queen of Scots. Okay, she was a Catholic, but yeah, Pope Pius V reportedly founded the 16th century Vatican espionage service to support Mary Queen of Scots over heretic Elizabeth I of England, who was excommunicated in 1570. England's queen also operated her own spy service under Sir Francis. Well, this was why she was in jail then, Mary Queen of Scots. That was King James I's mother. So she was taken off to jail when he was still a baby or still young, and he was raised by Protestant parents. Everybody gives him a bad rap because they say he didn't try to help his mom. Well, I can see why if she's involved. But that's what ends up happening to these people because God doesn't intervene, because this isn't a church that has anything to do with him. This is the church that kills, persecutes, and tortures his true children.